Okay, next target. Hey, there's our buddy. I wouldn't stand back there. Okay, nice and sunny, 38 degrees, southwest wind at 2 miles an hour. Here's the radar. Looks like not enough wind to show up. Okay, so the wind is supposed to be real calm today, so give me some more opportunity to work with the quick tune system too and kind of show you guys how it works as well. I'm going to test some JTS pellets. I've always kind of had mixed results with the JTS. Like sometimes they'd shoot great, other times they just wouldn't shoot so great. And what we're going to do is we're going to shoot them from 850 in 10-foot increments all the way up to 900. And then we're going to go back in the shop, clarify a few things. I've gotten some questions on the quick tune system. That's the plan. So here we are, got everything set up, and with the quick tune system, mostly going to be driving with the regulators. We want to run these 25.4s at 850 feet per second, and that is going to be around 70 bar on the regulator. And we're going to over dial the hammer spring. We're going to dial it up to let's try 6.5. What we're aiming for is 15 feet per minute over the velocity we're looking for. So we're looking for 850. We want to get this to 865 with the hammer spring over dialed, and then we'll dial it back to 850 using the hammer spring. So really this is just to get the regulator set at about 15 feet per second over the speed we're looking for. We're going to single shot all these, and I'll just fire at the stump to get the speed set. So okay, first shot, here we go. Regulators probably closer to 73, and hammer springs on 6.5. All right, first shot.
856.
And I could tell just by the sound that had a bunch of waste air behind it. I know the hammer springs over dialed at 6.5. Just bump up the regulator a little bit. Again, we're looking for 865. Let's try one more.
868.
Okay, that'll do. 868, so we're 18 over the velocity we're looking for. I'm going to call that 73 or 74 bar, and I'm going to dial this back to, let's try 8 and just see what speed we're coming up with. Want to be at 850.
861.
861, so let's try 8.2. Looking for 850.
856.
It's a little bit hot. 8.3. Now all these settings, both pressure and hammer spring adjustment, are going to be unique to the 600 millimeter barrel. If you've got the shorty barrel or if you've got the sniper barrel, settings are going to be different. But you get the idea.
854.
Okay, still a little bit hot. Go to 840.
847.
Let's try 832. 8.32 millimeters. And we're going to go for the left side target, top left. Okay, here's first shot.
851.
How many shots of that take us to dial in? 6. Pretty good. And we'll do 5-shot groups. Check out the standard deviation and the stream spread after each group.
844.
Seems like the breeze is a little more than 2 miles an hour.
849. 844.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. That was not the wind. That was a flyer. It always seemed like these JTS were just a little inconsistent.
849.
See that? No reason for 2 of them. I mean, that's a full 1.5 inches high from where the others landed, so that was always something that I fought a little bit with these JTS. Average 847, so we could have gone a little bit faster there, but spread of 7, standard deviation of 3. So we're always looking for a single-digit spread. Typically, we're going to have a standard deviation of 1 or 2. Go on to 860. So new string. Let's see, what was our setting? 8.32. 75 bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up just a little bit on the regulator. So now we're closer to 77, 78 bar. I'm going to over dial the hammer spring back to 6.5. We're looking for a speed of 875. and then we'll tune it back down to 860.
877.
Okay, 877. So about 3 or 4 bar for every 10 feet per minute is what you're looking at. We were at 832 for the last one, so we need to increase that. Let's go to 810. See where we're at.
858.
Okay, 858. I'm gonna dial up to 805. That's where we'll run it. Next target, top middle.
863.
Ooh, a little hot.
858.
No, maybe not. Okay, so same hold.
858. 858.
Maybe it likes it right here at 858.
861.
Okay, so that was pretty good. I got, looks like 4 touching, 1 top right. All right, not bad. See what our spread was. 860 on the money, spread of 5, standard deviation of 2. So I guess I did dial it right. Let's try shoot here again. Let's do 5 more. Let's do another group. If we get what I think is close, I'm going to take another group and just to verify. Okay.
858.
See how point of impact changed? See how that's lower? See what this next shot does.
861. 854. 858.
Last one.
858.
So I got 3 high left and 2 down the middle. Start a new string. I'm going to go up 3 or 4 bar, looking for 870. So let's over dial. I'm going to look for 885, 6.5.
888.
Okay, that's right where we want to be for 870. What did I dial on that last one? I think 805. So let's try 790.
863.
Okay, let's try 775. Looking for 870.
872.
Let's back it off 5. So final setting is 7.8. Get rid of these. 3 to dial in. That's one of the things that I want to emphasize is it only takes a couple shots to dial into your velocity that you want. And the more you use this, the faster it'll go. Okay, 870, bottom left.
872.
I really feel like these are spiraling a little bit on the way down there, so it might not like any of these speeds so far.
868. 868. 870.
You got 3 in the top there, 1 down low. Let's see where this last one ends up.
872.
Okay, that wasn't wind, for sure. Oh, 870 on the money, spread of 4, standard deviation of 2. New string. See if we can get dialed up to 880. See if it likes that any better. All right, hopefully that was 3 or 4 bar. We're up to about 85 bar on the regulator. And dial 6.5 again. So we're looking for 895.
898.
Okay, that's plenty. And we were at 7.8 last time. Let's try 7.5.
886.
A little hot. Let's go down 10. 7.6. Looking for 880.
879.
And we'll leave it right there. 7.6. Okay, next target. Okay, bottom middle.
879.
3 shots to get the right velocity. Let's get rid of those.
877.
Yeah, I still really feel like these are cartwheeling down there a little bit.
879. 881.
There's that flyer.
881.
So 2 high, 2 low, and 1 in the middle. And I just cannot think that that's wind, not at 50, not that much. So I don't think it liked that speed either. Average 879, spread of 4, standard deviation 1. See how easy it is? New string. Let's go to 890, and I'm just going to try for 1 or 2 on the regulator. Over adjust on the hammer string to 6.5. Really, I'm looking for about 15 feet per second over what my intended velocity is. And these JTS pellets, they are weighed. The JTS, the weights are just phenomenal, how close they are, so there's not really much sorting to do. They'd be a little bit more consistent. I just don't think they're getting along with this FX barrel. This is the Superior 1 in 24 barrel.
902.
Okay, 902, and we're looking for 890, so just a tick more on the regulator. I'm going to leave it right there. We're at 7.6, so let's go 7.4. See if that gets us to 890.
886.
No, a little hotter. Let's try 7.32. Looking for 890.
893.
A little less. Let's settle at 735. 7.35 millimeters on the dial. So that's 2.65 millimeters of additional compression on the hammer spring. See how easy this system is? Bottom right.
884. 888.
Yeah, it came up a little bit.
888.
There's 3 almost touching. Let's see what these last 2 do. Wind is up a little bit. It seems like more than 2.
886.
We may have ended up closer to 885 than 890 on this one. But maybe it likes it at 885.
888.
Okay, I think that's one of the best groups so far. Let's see where we ended up. 887. All right, closer to 885 than 890. Let me go up a tick on the regulator. Let me go up a tick on the hammer spring. See if I can get this next group closer to 890. Okay, now I'm going to go to the right side set of targets, top left. And I think the wind's calmed down.
886.
I'm going to go to 727 on the hammer spring.
891.
Okay, there we go.
893.
There's that flyer. Just can't get away from it. You know, you might get a few good shots in a row and then flyer comes in.
891.
I don't know if these JTS pellets and this barrel are going to play nice together. You got too high, too low. It's definitely not the wind.
891.
Too high, 3 low. So it likes to group them either 2 or 3 pellets at a time, not 5. Okay. All right, what's our spread there? Okay, average 890, spread 7, standard deviation 2. So let's go up 3 or 4 more bar and see if we can get to 900 even. So I'm going to dial to 6 on the hammer spring, new string, okay, and we're looking for 915. I'm going to shoot one into the log.
914.
914, that's perfect. We were at 727 last time. Let's try 7.0 millimeter. See if that gets us an even 900.
898.
898. 300ths more. So we're at 6.97 millimeters. So that is 3.03 millimeters of additional compression from the 0 mark, which is 10. See here, top, middle. Let's get rid of these. So 2 shots to get it dialed in.
898. 900. 902. 900. 898.
That's probably one of the worst groups so far. So that was 900. And I think that one, that was 887, was probably the best. Although 860 looked all right too. But so yeah, this pellet and barrel combination, I don't know if they play well together. So let's try one thing here. So kind of my go-to pellet for the Avenger were the Air Arms pellets. I really felt like I got the most consistency out of those. So let's just shoot a couple groups with the Air Arms pellets. We'll leave it at 900, and I think at least with the Avenger, the Air Arms pellets tended to like that 890, 900 window. So let's just fire a couple to season the barrel a little bit and figure out what speed we're at, and then we'll shoot a couple groups here in kind of the same conditions and see what our results are like.
900. 5,
Typically what I find is about 3 shots to season the barrel. Usually gets the job done.
900, 5,
Okay, let me dial it back a little bit. I think I want to be closer to 900, 895, somewhere in there. So I dialed it back to 7.1.
900, 2,
Let's try 7.15. New string. Let's shoot a group. Should be around 900. And I'm at close to 90 bar. I think just under. And I'm at 7.15 on the hammer.
900, 2, 900, 5,
Ooh, still running a little hot.
900, 2, 900, 2, 900, 2.
That seems like about the best group we've shot so far. What was our average there? Average 903, spread of 3, standard deviation 1. Let's dial it back another 10. Now I'm at 7.25. I want to get a little closer to 900 even and see if the groups stay pretty tight. That was probably about a 3/4 group. That circle in the middle of each target is penny size, so it's about a 3/4 inch circle. Shoot another group here, bottom left.
800, 98, 800, 98, 900,
Same hole.
900, 800, 98.
So those are 5 that are touching. All right, so let's go in and there are a few questions about the quick tune system that I'd gotten and that I kind of wanted to address on this next video. Okay, so back in the shop, let's talk about the groups. I always felt like the JTS were a little less consistent than the other pellets. You know, most of the groups that we ran with the JTS, I always felt like the JTS always had a tendency to be a little bit more wild or have a flyer in there. So I guess that's kind of my thinking, but we'll do some more testing as we go forward. That's always fun. But the other thing is I just wanted to, for those of you guys that missed the last video, quick tune system on the Maverick, the knob on the second regulator, the hybrid adjuster, that's the macro and the micro all in one, just a single knob. Just makes it super easy to adjust from one setting to another. So I mean, you saw me go up in 10-foot increments. It only took me 2 or 3 shots, 850 to 860 to 870, all the way up to 900. It only takes you a couple shots to get that velocity dialed in, and then you can be right there. You know, for those of you guys that are fans of the Maverick or the Wildcat, this system, quick tune system, is available for both. I'll put the information in the description below. But if you haven't seen that previous video, it's the one that says FX Maverick quick tune system, absolute precision. Watch that video and then you'll kind of have a better idea of just how easy it was for me to, you know, do all the testing at all the different velocities. And the other thing is, I've had some questions about the quick tune system, and there's some other things that I just wanted to mention that maybe I didn't focus on enough in the first video where I did the overview and demonstration. Toolless, like, it's so nice that it's like the Impact now, only even with the Impact, the M3, you still need the Allen wrench to adjust your regulator. This being toolless is just so nice. I don't have any Allen wrenches out at the bench anymore. I don't have any screwdrivers. I don't have anything out there anymore. It's just, that was one of the things that I wanted to emphasize. I don't think I emphasized enough in the overview video, but just being toolless, it just makes it so easy. It's just a pleasure to run through the different velocities when you're pellet testing. It just makes it so easy, and it's fast to do it. See, another thing that I didn't cover. Okay, so previously when you had the power wheel from FX, the interface there between the fine adjustment screw and the power wheel itself, the fine adjustment screw was steel and the power wheel was aluminum. So, you know, FX, rightly so, always told you, don't adjust it when it's cocked, because, you know, you have the stainless steel and the aluminum grinding on each other, and, you know, the aluminum's going to lose every time. Now that this has the hybrid adjuster, the spindle on the hybrid adjuster is steel, so now it's steel on steel. So you can turn that a little bit. I mean, you'll feel it, you know, when it's cocked. You can turn it when it's cocked a little bit, and it's not going to hurt anything too much. You're not going to do that all the time, but you're never going to put enough wear between the spindle on this and the spring cup in the rifle to make a difference. So Like you can, you're not going to screw anything up if you turn this, if you're like, oh, I want to back it off 5/100ths. Small increment, when it's cocked, you're not going to hurt anything. Let me talk about degassing the gun. So every time I've been playing around with this, I started at a low pressure and I worked my way up. So we ended up at right about 90 bar. I'm just going to turn the bottle off 3 times to remove it. I'm going to turn it about 3 full revolutions until it starts to hiss out the air. Okay, so there, it's starting to release the air, and that's basically the air between this first regulator and the second regulator. So the beauty of this is, if you want to degas it completely, just give this a quarter turn out and then watch the regulator. You don't even have to dry fire or anything. You just give it a quarter turn and it leaks the balance of the air out in that plenum. And it just takes maybe 20 seconds for it to leak down all the way. And then you can reset the regulator. You can turn it all the way in and you can start all over and then just work your way from lightest pellet to heaviest pellet as you're testing. It's still degassing a little bit, but you can go ahead and turn it all the way in. So that's all the way in, and that probably gets me to between 5 and 10 bar. I'll give it a half turn out, screw the bottle back on. You can see where'd we end up, about 30 bar, 35 bar turn out. So now when I refill the gun, now I'm already at the lower pressure, so I can start with the lighter pellets and then work my way up to the heavier pellets if I want, or I just tune it into a light pellet or a heavy pellet or whatever I want to do that day. So it makes it real easy. All right, last point I'll touch on here, and that's the micrometer for those of you guys who don't speak metric. So when you cock the rifle, and it basically stops right at 10, plus or minus, a couple ticks there. You can feel when the spindle on this micrometer head starts to engage the spring cup. But if you never, what I wanted to go over with you is if you've never used a vernier or a set of micrometers or a set of calipers, let me get a pointer. Basically your dashes along the top, those are your 1 millimeter increments. And the dashes along the bottom here are your 0.5 millimeter increments. So that's 10, 1 revolution, 9.5, 1 more revolution, that's 9, so on and so forth, all the way down to about 3.5 millimeter. And then at that point, that's maximum hammer spring and you won't be able to cock the rifle anymore. Basically, that's how the scale works on the micrometer head. And the other thing is, this reads in 100th millimeter increments. Each one of the hash marks on the thimble, that's basically 4 10,000ths of an inch. So for every 5, if you go from 0 to 5, you're basically adding 2,000ths of additional compression to the hammer spring, or 2,000ths of preload. And I just think that's a great way to do it because it's a measurement. So you know exactly how much preload or additional compression you're adding to the hammer spring. It's all marked out for you. You can get back to the same setting anytime you want. The only thing at that point you're going to be fighting with is temperature changes. So there was a gentleman who contacted me and he was concerned about whether or not this had the ability to lock, and it does not in its current form anyway. But one of the things that you can do is remember that the buttstock is adjustable up and down. You can actually move this up to bump that thimble and put a little pressure on it, and that will act like a stop. But there's a number of ways you can manually make a stop for that, and would be easily removable, and you wouldn't have any problem. But in its current form, it's really tucked away pretty well, and I shoot all bench with it. I don't have it out in the field, but I've really had no issues with it getting in the way or me accidentally bumping it. And there's enough tension on the spindle to where you're not, even if you do bump it, you're not going to move it much. it doesn't freewheel. There's enough tension on there to where you can easily turn it, and it's not going to go anywhere with, you know, in terms of vibration or anything like that. So, okay, this is the last point that I wanted to touch on. Back about, I don't know, video 25 or 30, it seemed like. I think I'm on, this will be the 43rd video that I've done. There was another creator, Arctic Airgunner, that got a hold of me, or he put some comments in on one of my videos that he really liked the way I was doing the videos, and he just gave me a bunch of positive feedback. I really appreciated that at the time. I think he even shared my channel on his channel, and we're both new channels and we're pretty small, and we have about the same number of subscribers. But the Arctic Airgunner, he also has a Maverick. He has a Maverick sniper, and if he is watching this and he is interested, get a hold of me in the comments. I will send you a quick tune component kit, and I think he's in Alaska, so he should be still kind of cooped up in his cabin or whatever, and you know, in a couple more months or whatever, he'll be out, and you know, he'll be able to use it and maybe make some more videos with it. So wanted to say I appreciate the mention a while back, and I wanted to return the favor. Get a hold of me, and I'll drop a kit in the mail to you, and you can tell me what you think of it. Okay, more Mavic videos to come. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.